I'm here with Terrell Owens. Tio, thanks for joining us today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, we're at the Lee Steinberg party. Lee and I have been talking a lot about integrity, values, giving back. Talk a little about why you're here, part of the Icon Award.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, what Lee stands for and what he's done for so many years, as you can see with the amount of people here in attendance. For me, Chidi Ahanotu, we've come up with this icon. We want to not compete with the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but obviously a platform to properly recognize guys for their skill set, their talents, that probably should have already been in the Hall of Fame. And so for me, being on the board, being a part of that, when you've mentioned integrity, some of the other attributes that contributes to the recognition of a lot of athletes that are not properly being recognized, that's what we're about. Because, people want to say that I did it my way,
right.
And it wasn't the right way, but I've never done anything wrong, in a sense. When I got nominated in 2016 for the Hall of Fame, got snubbed 2016, got snubbed in 2017, and ultimately got in my third try. For somebody of my caliber, my statistics, according to the criteria for the Hall of Fame and the mission statement of Canton, there was no way I should have waited 3 times to get in. And so the icon is obviously, like I said, putting the power in the players' hands to properly recognize them for their accomplishments, because you have a bunch of writers that watch, and not saying that they're not knowledgeable about the game, but how can you assess, for somebody like myself, and I'm not the only one. There are plenty of athletes before me that went through the same process and things that I did that didn't properly get recognized and get into the Hall of Fame when they should have. And so we don't want to just stand for anything, because like I said, they're saying you got to stand for something or fall for anything.
Right.
And that's what we're about.
So, at Worth, we talk a lot about worth beyond wealth, the idea of using your platform to make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
We talked a little about, sort of your support of various things, including Alzheimer's. Talk a little about that.
Yeah, my grandmother was diagnosed in '96, which was my rookie year. I remember the day that I got the call from my mama that they had taken her in, gotten some tests run, and she had been diagnosed with dementia. And I remember it was a very disappointing, a sad day for me to really put her on the phone and hear her voice, and not knowing, like I said, for so many years growing up and hearing your grandmother's voice and it being so different than you're accustomed to, I knew something was wrong, and so I got involved unknowingly. Like I said, I didn't know a lot about Alzheimer's, but obviously I got a lot of research, did a lot of research, and I became involved with the Alzheimer's Association. I've been on memory walk boards, the chair for a number of those establishments, like with every team that I played for, and so I've just been an advocate for that.
So excited for the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for the game. Obviously, the team that drafted me in '96 played 8 years there. They haven't gotten to the Super Bowl or won the Super Bowl, and since '94, I think. They've been knocking on the door over the years, but obviously they definitely have the team to make it happen. But you can't discount what Andy Reid, who was a coach that I played for and went to the Super Bowl with in '04 with the Philadelphia Eagles, and what he's done with that Kansas City Chiefs team over the last 5-6 years, and Patrick Mahomes at the helm. So it's kind of Patrick is kind of carving and making his name known and carving a niche for one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game. And so with his ability, you can't really count him out. And obviously with the mastermind, obviously defensively and offensively, with Coach Andy Reid and what he does with that team, like I said, it's a toss-up. You can't really kind of just pick a clear-cut winner.
Right.
But I'm rooting for the Niners.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, and thanks for all the great work you're doing.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Absolutely.